All right, hello and welcome back, everybody, to another wonderful, also the last episode of Cooking with Sun King. What you got, Chef Steven? We are here at the back lot at Sun King Brewing to provide you with one last really great cooking with video, of course, featuring our friends at Green Bean Delivery and the wonderful people at White's Ace Hardware. And today we are going to make a smoked Mexican chicken dip featuring Fistful of Haze, brand new, super delicious Hazy IPA, and all of these ingredients. 4 easy steps. We always like to keep it pretty simple. We're gonna smoke some chicken, we're gonna make a dip, we're gonna bake that dip, we'll garnish, we'll eat, we'll have a couple of beers, and we'll wish you all adieu. So let's get cracking. For that first step, we are going to smoke some chicken thighs. Beautiful, delicious Miller chicken thighs. We're going to rub them with some taco seasoning and then smoke them at 225 degrees for about an hour or until they reach an internal temperature of 165 degrees. So while that's smoking, we can also build our dip base. We've got a plethora of cheesy, delicious things, and of course, a little bit of beer. We're gonna combine all of that in a bowl and then move it into a grill-safe dish. So for that first step, we wanna smoke some chicken. We've got some really great Miller Amish chicken thighs that we're gonna season with a little bit of taco seasoning. We'll park those on the Traeger at 225 degrees for about an hour or until they reach an internal temperature of 165, and they're nice and pull apart and shredding delicious. So for step 2, while that chicken is smoking, we can build our dip base. We've got a bunch of different kinds of delicious cheeses. We've got some peppers, we've got some salsa, we've got, of course, some delicious Fistful of Haze beer. And we'll set that aside while our chicken finishes, and then add our chicken in when it is ready to go. For step 3, we are going to take that delicious pulled smoked chicken and our delicious cheesy dip base. We're gonna combine those together in a grill-safe dish and kind of bake smoke that at 350 degrees, again, for just about 30 to 40 minutes or until everything's bubbly and delicious. All of our cheeses and everything's pretty much already cooked, so we just need to get it hot, gooey, and awesome. And then when we pull that off, we've got a really cool garnish from our friends at Love Corn, a little bit of scallion, and of course, a couple different kinds of chips to dip in. We're gonna crack open a cold beer, call this one a dip. So as mentioned previously, that first step, we need to season and smoke some chicken thighs. Nice and easy peasy. We always love that these aren't these blown up, huge chicken thighs. Just a little over a pound. Obviously, if you want to double this recipe, you're more than welcome to. Or really, you can use any protein that you want. We're going to follow that up with just a little bit of Siete's mild taco seasoning. Really great stuff, super flavorful. And we are going to use this as our rub. And again, just kind of depending on how much protein you have, you can use the whole packet. I think for this amount of chicken, a little over a pound, I'll use about half. We're going to season these on both sides pretty liberally. And then we will officially rub that in. They call it a rub for a reason. So we will clean up and head over to the grill. Again, we're set up at 225 degrees. You're using the super smoke feature. To the grill! We're gonna take our rub chicken thighs and we are going to smoke them at 225 degrees until they reach an internal temperature of 165 degrees. Or really just until they're like pull apart tender, which is about the same. So it's been about an hour. Our chicken is temped at 165 degrees. We're gonna pull it off, let it rest, and shred it up and go make some dip. Chicken's all done and resting, and so we can go ahead and build our dip base. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 different kinds of cheese, a little bit of salsa, some beer. So it starts with cream cheese. 8 to 16 ounces, obviously, depending on how much you're making for your friends. Softened is best, so just leave it out at room temperature for a couple hours and it'll soften right up. That way it's easier to incorporate everything. A little feather shredded cheddar goes in, again, about 8 ounces. We've got some queso Oaxaca, which is kind of a Mexican style mozzarella cheese, very delicious, super pull-aparty. That gives us our great cheese pull and all of that delicious cheese flavor. Uh-oh. So we're gonna mash all of this together real quick, so it's a little easier to combine with everything else. We're gonna go in with a whole jar of chipotle queso, because we love queso, and it's gonna make things muy delicioso. Just the whole damn thing. Perfect. We are going to go in with 6 ounces of delicious Fistful of Haze. We are going to go in with just about half, this is a 16-ounce jar of your favorite salsa. We're going to go with this Frog Ranch medium salsa. If your salsa is super, super watery, Go ahead and cut that back to like 3 or 4 ounces. We obviously aren't looking to make this like soup, but we do want all of those tomatoes and delicious spices and stuff like that as well. So we'll go in with 8. This is nice, thick, chunky stuff. A whole 10-ounce bag of frozen corn. Again, delicious texture, we love it. Perfect. 1 large or 2 small red bell peppers, lightly diced. Nice and small. Boop. Same, 2 to 3 depending on size. Jalapenos, these have been seeded because we've already got a medium salsa. The queso's medium, so we're not looking to blow any faces off, but we just love the pepper flavor, so that goes in next. So we're gonna mix all of this up, make sure it's nice and homogeneous, and then we'll add our chicken. We still want the chicken chunks to be kind of present and not like completely fall apart. So we'll add those in very last. We will then throw this into our grill safe container. We'll bake it until it's good and bubbly. We'll garnish it, and then we're gonna eat it and drink a beer and forget this part of our lives ever existed. Just kidding. Just kidding. Alex and I have had a lot of fun shooting these videos. Delicious smoky chicken. Nice big chunks. Got our shredded chicken. That's pretty much it. Again, nice, simple, easy recipe, but huge amounts of flavor. Good for your friends, glove off. Disposable is really always the way to go for me in the grill because smoke really does kind of leave a lacquer on things, if you will. So we'll park that delicious smoky chicken dip in our pan. Get all of the good bits, kids. And we'll head back to the grill. Now that we are here, we'll make sure our temp's about 350 degrees. We'll let this go for 45 minutes to an hour or until it is perfectly bubbly and delicious. And then we'll garnish and we're out the door. Let's see what we got. What do you think? What do you think it's gonna look like? Now that we're out of the grill, just 2 simple garnishes just to really set this off. Of course, some scallions for that delicious oniony crunch. And then last but not least, a nice little bit of love corn. New to Green Bean and to us, really great company that we've been working with. We've actually done a couple of beer pairings with them. This is their barbecue flavor, and then just lightly crushed up. So this is going to reiterate that delicious corn that's already in the dip, and of course provide a really nice textural element as well. Nice and even, sprinkly. All that's left to do, crack 1 final beer. And that's all she wrote. So that was our delicious smoked Mexican chicken dip with our Fistful of Haze IPA. And as always, we want to thank all of you. We touched on a little previously before. This is it. Last Cooking With episode, at least in this format. You might see some recipes, of course, with our good friends at Green Bean later on in the world, but Alex and I are going to kind of shut this thing down and go do other things, other great things. And of course, we want to thank all of you for those that have followed along all this time. Of course, we want to thank our great sponsors, our amazing friends at Green Bean Delivery. We literally could not do this without you. Of course, the wonderful people at White Stace Hardware and Fishers and Carmel, and literally everybody involved with this tiny little project. As always, we do want you to still kind of like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Alex is still putting out awesome content. He's a beast, but you just won't see this. But yeah, we just want to thank all of you. Of course, as always, those recipes and all of the links are going to be below. And we hope you guys have a great rest of your summer. Happy grilling, happy cooking. Cheers.